Om Gam Ganapate Namaha, Kaliyuga Kalpataru, the fifth delight, Shri Raghavendra Gurusarvabhauma. Chapter 85. In the Presence of Panduranga. Pandharpura is a Vaishnava holy site, a renowned pilgrimage center in India. On the banks of Chandrabhaga river, Sri Krishna stands atop a brick. He is Panduranga Vithala. For those following the path of devotion and for the Haridasas, this is a sacred place. For Kannada Haridasas, this is the spiritual center of the tradition. Shri Panduranga Vithala is the worshipful deity of the Haridasa lineage. Hearing that Sri Guru Raghavendra, a great protector of both Vyasa and Dasa traditions, was coming, the Vaishnavas, disciples, and devotees of the region welcomed him with reverence and arranged accommodations. The next day, Sri Guru, along with his disciples, bathed in the Chandrabhaga river, completed the sacred rituals, and proceeded with grace towards the temple. The temple authorities welcomed Sri Guru with full ceremonial honors, including Purna Kumbha, that is sacred pot offerings, and led him to the deity for darshan. Sri Panduranga, standing on a brick on the sanctum pedestal, looked magnificent. His posture expressed the divine emotion. Who else in this world protects devotees if not I? Sri Guru, placing his head at the feet of Vithala, became filled with devotion and joyful tears and began to praise Sri Krishna. Just then, the garland of lotus flowers adorning the Lord's neck slipped off and fell over Sri Guru's shoulder as if it were a garland placed on him. Guru Raghavendra rejoiced. Considering it a sign of Lord Vitala's grace, he then offered yellow garments, that is Pitambara, wealth and gold ornaments to the Lord, and made arrangements for a 3-day festival and special worship services. Afterwards, he returned with his attendants to his resting place and performed his daily duties, rituals, bath, worship, and receiving alms. At midday, he returned to Vithala temple and sat in the hall in front of the sanctum, lost in deep meditation upon Lord Vithala. At that moment, Guru suddenly heard the sound of a veena being played by someone. When he opened his eyes and looked around, no one was to be seen, but the sweet sound of the veena continued. Upon checking again, he perceived that the sound was emanating from the left side pillar of the mandapa. Gazing intently at that pillar, Guru Raghavendra saw an astounding sight that filled him with wonder. There before his eyes stood a radiant sage dressed in saffron robes with matted hair, marked with upright Vaishnava symbol, that is Urdrapundara, adorned with tulsi garlands, holding a veena in hand and playing it. Upon seeing this sacred form with eyes wide in awe, Guru Raghavendra's body thrilled with goosebumps and he was filled with supreme bliss. Realizing that it was none other than his original spiritual guide, the divine sage Narada, who had manifested before him, Guru Raghavendra prostrated in full obeisance at the base of the pillar. Some scholars and attendants nearby said, "Swami, this is known as Purandara Dasara pillar. Can householders bow before it?" Guruji smiled and replied, "We have just bowed before the original form of our spiritual liberator and master." Saying this, he took darshan of the deity once again and returned to his resting quarters. Hari Om. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.